Good morning, Michael.
Hello, Leslie. Hello, everyone. Hello, Charito. Nice to see you again. So, let's start. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the next Power of Touch, the Industry 5.0 event in which we write on the back of language towards the wasteless world, the future of us all. And we speak about one term, one word. And the word today, the members of my global family will learn just now. So please listen carefully as I will ask Charito. Charito, when you close your eyes and you hear the term sun or the sun, S-U-N, what came first to your mind, please?
You mean sun? S-U in the big, the huge sun,
Exactly.
Micah?
Yes.
Oh, good evening, everybody. I'm sorry about last week. I kicked out. Anyway, wow, what a word, Michael. You are talking about the sun as the life of the world. Well, it's a huge. Actually, they say it's the biggest star. The sun is part of the creation of God to give us light, light, and it's always there. When you say there is a sunset, the sun is still there, but it's us, the earth, that moves around on the other side of our axis. That's why it's night to us. But sun is an everlasting, ever flowing, yeah, light to the world, to the people, and reaches far and wide. It's at the center of the universe. It's at the center of the galaxy, you know, and I'm glad that it's there. Aside from the moons and the sun and the stars, so
Just now your microphone switch off, Charito.
hello.
Yes, right now we can hear. We didn't hear the last sentence.
Oh, I said that I think it's about the sun. It's the as of now, as of this moment, that's all about the sun that I can tell you. It's oh the biggest star, the biggest light the world needs, and it is never ending. It's never closing. It's never it doesn't. They said there's a sunset, but actually, it's us who turned around, and that's why we don't see it in 12 hours. But the sun is there, and is the most important, I should say, creation of God for mankind and for the entire universe, for that matter. Back to
Thank
you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. Leslie, you are the next one. So when you close your eyes and you hear the term sun, what came first to your mind, please?
Good morning, Michael and everyone. Well, of course, the first thing that came to my mind was errata, where there are three suns, right? So, sun is vital. Let us hope and pray that our own sun, without it, we perish, is a very integrated. We live in an integrated universe where sun is as vital as moon, as is vital as our galaxy. Without the sun, if it were to go out, so would all of we. On Irada, there are three suns, which can cause some issues because there's three times as much daylight. So there's only 8 hours of night every 24. The rest of the time, it's illuminated by the sun. Two of them rotate, much like we know rotation. One is fixed in the universe, an unexpected third sun that actually created life on Errata. Thank you, Michael. Great
Thank,
word.
thank you very much, Leslie. Usi, you are the next one. When you close your eyes in Tanzania, and you hear the term sun, what came first to your mind, please?
Thank you, Michael, for this opportunity and everyone. The sun to me is not just a star, big star during the daytime. It is touch, rebuilding life, mending ecosystem, and remind us we are human who lead the world. In this fast-moving world of technology, screen, and automation, we something forget the quiet strings found in simple human touch. Yet, touch has always been in our oldest form of communication, long before we spoke the same language or build the digital network. We reach out to one another with care. A touch can calm fear. It can rebuild the confidence. It can say, I see you, when words are too weak or carry meaning. So for me, the sun is alive. Is alive for everything in our globe. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Usi. Philip, you are the next one. So if you close your eyes and you hear the term sun, what came to your mind, please?
Hello, Michael, and hello, everybody. Right now, I miss the sun. It's quite foggy, but the sun, it's like a circle of life. It's so important for us to have sun. On the other hand, sun can be destructive. If you get too much sun, you can get sunburned. Things will dry out, it will destroy. But we were quite lucky. Like our planet is just at the perfect spot. It couldn't be more perfect, like to get the most out of the sun. And the sun is for me also energy. Like it's free energy. We don't need fossil fuel anymore. We have enough energy for free to live without any fossil fuel at all. So for me, life is really an important source which we don't really use yet. So I hope this will change because sun, you wouldn't have these big companies, international companies, and they don't care really about our nature, and sun, it's caring about our nature. So I think our sun is really, really important. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Philip. Nupur, thank you for joining us today. So when you close your eyes, Nupur, and you hear the term sun, S-U-N, what came first to your mind, please? And you have to unmute yourself, Nupur, if possible.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking on mute. First of all, thank you, Michael, for bearing me. And thank you all the colleagues and knowns and friends in this call for bearing me. I often miss this meeting, considering an overlapping meeting on the same time slot. But I very much follow the recordings, Michael, that you share. And just to come to the topic, if I close my eyes, sun comes to me as a source of energy, rather a source of everything. I see, and if we just go back to our beliefs in India, our mythology in India, it is everything is started there. So it's a source of energy, it's a source of brightness, it's a source of positivity that drives life. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Nupur. Tracy, nice to have you here. And when you close your eyes, and please don't fall asleep because it's very early in your state, what came first to your mind when you hear the term sun?
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everyone. Actually, I was up at 3 o'clock 2 hours ago. I'm still sorry for running late. I was working on something else. So it's dark outside. There's no sun, but I know sun is somewhere else on the other part of the world. So Yeah, I did close my eyes this time, following your instructions. And then let me tell you what I see. I saw a gigantic fireball. And that's exactly the way that the Chinese character formed for sun. It's a big circle, and there's a little dot in the middle. And how I feel when I look at this word and thinking about the picture of the sun, warmth. That's how I feel. It's very, very warm. Not hot, warm. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much. That's interesting because it's connected somehow to my next question for Charito. Charito, do you think there is a shadow on the sun? And I mean on the sun surface.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't read anything about that. Can you hear me, Michael?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah. In fact, it hasn't even passed my mind. Shadow. It's the biggest star. It's the biggest thing in the solar system. So when you say you cast a shadow must be quite bigger than the one, around it. Or if you stand, even if you're small, as long as the light is in front of you, you cast a shadow at the back. So if you're asking about the sun, does it have a shadow in itself? Or does it cast a shadow outside of it? Is that your question?
My question is, if you will be standing on the shadow, on the surface of the sun when possible, whether there will be a shadow around you.
Oh, okay. You see, your question, I would answer it this way. Nobody can stand there. So for me, it would be impossible. If I stand on there, that would be quite a feat, or I will burn. In fact, the solar system is being arranged so much by God that each one has its own distance so as not to be burned, so as not to froze when you're so farthest away. So if you say, if I'll stand at the sun, I don't think so, which is impossible for me, I would say no. So if you say I'll stand there, will I have a shadow? I don't. I would say no, because the first question I would say that won't happen. Even in you say supposedly or just for the a figment of our imagination. If I stand at the center of the sun, that would be impossible. But for that sake, I would say this, Michael. If I can do that, that means that it's not so what anymore or anything like that. So I have the feel human beings can stand there. So probably I will have a shadow coming from whatever. That's I can say.
Thank you very much, Charito.
Back to you.
Thank you. Leslie, you spoke about the three suns on Irada, and one is still in one place, the others two are rotating.
Yes.
Is the energy of the sun collected on Irada and used better than we use it here in on the Earth?
The effects of the three suns affects how things are grown and how things live. Um, so ask me again. I'm a little lost on that question. So ask me again, please, Mike.
Okay. On the Earth, we try to collect intentionally the energy from the sun, and the heat is the same, but we do it very inefficiently until now. Is the same problem on Irada, that we are not that those who are on Irada do not use the energy efficiently, or they act as nature act on the planet, using every single, let's call it, piece of sunshine.
It's the sun that allowed the third sun that allowed life to exist on Irada. And from that came the natural growth of the truffles, and the truffles require that much sunshine. So, because it's the source, of everything on errata, and it may be true anywhere else. It's required, and there is no efficient or inefficient. The people that are there, the inhabitants, adjust according to the sun's will, if you will. So that is how the growth of the truffles occur, because they require that much sunshine. They also require something else, which is coming in the next book, which is carbon. But I don't. I think that it's as efficient as it can be. There is no technology. There is no solar power, if you will. In fact, a lot of the work on errata is done underground or within mountains, because the sun is so consistent and warm, as Tracy said, and then it is cooler. The temperature is cooler, which once those truffles are harvested, they have to get out of the sun. They have a very short life without sun. So there's some speed required, but the sun is static, and it's the source of life itself on errata. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Philip, you mentioned the sun in connection to technology to harvesting the energy. But why do you think, and I'm asking just for a personal opinion, of course, like every one of you, why do you think humans are, and industries are so inefficient in utilizing this energy comparing to nature?
Good question. I guess some companies make big profit without it, so they're not really keen to change this. Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, you have to put some money into the whole thing to get it more efficient. And yeah, it's also like, it depends also on your government. Are they really keen to do so? Like, they have all these lobbies, and yeah, so you have to have the will to change something and to make it more efficient. I mean, just see a leaf. It's so efficient, or a tree, or just a plant. I'm sure we could improve it dramatically if we really want. But I mean, it has to be the will. And I mean, humans are quite smart to find solutions, but most time they just wait a bit too long to do so. So I think it will be possible, but there has to be a will, political will, financial will, and every person itself has. We have to have our own will to do so, because you also have to buy this thing. Yeah, it's about opinion.
Thank you very much. Nupur, I don't know if you have heard that India just now is the second country in the world in the number of solar plant installation. It beat only China is ahead. And the question is, you mentioned religion and sun. Is there any connection between the generation of electricity and the utilization of the sunshine? I mean, my question, whether there was some block, like we cannot use the sun because it's I don't know how to say, because it's god or goddess. Was
No,
there
not. I got your question. So, Michael, actually, India is a sun-kissed country. So, the opportunity of using sunlight for energy generation is huge here. But there are certain socio-economic factors that at times prohibits. But India is slowly approaching there. It is an agenda for long. Now there is some schemes going on that each house should have a electricity, and that is majorly solar is the source there. Few of our airports now completely solar driven, complete. Even the air traffic control is through the solar power. So it's coming up gradually, but as I mentioned that yes, in India is a unique country actually, Michael. There is just so much adoption from all the religions and all the faiths and the beliefs. So we all mix it together. So God is at the place of God, beliefs are at the place of beliefs, but when it comes to the work, then that runs parallelly. So in that context, I must say that why not then 100% solar? There are many factors. Like one is that political angle. If you make everything solar, then what will happen to the so much generation capacity that is already there? There are big houses working, right? They'll obviously not allow to make it happen. This is one factor. Maybe that contributes to 20-25%. Another factor is that solar panels are still costly. The rare earth materials, those are required for those controllers, they are not adequately present. Third is that there are thefts at places, which is unbearable because if there is no tight security. So, a couple of factors which may constitute the 100% reason of this not having solar everywhere. But you're very right. We worship the God. However, we believe in sun. There are some chantings, maybe I can tell you in my religion, maybe 90% are doing in the morning. Having said everything, when it comes to the physical and the work, science runs parallelly to the religions and faith. There is no what I may say. There is no conflict between the two. So they run independently, actually, Michael.
Thank you very much. And Tracy, I will ask you: is there any big difference, or do you see any big difference between the not understanding, but between the way how sun is being seen in China and how it's being seen in the US? I don't know whether I put my question correctly.
I think there are mythologies in Chinese culture because there's a famous one. One archer actually shot down 9 after 10 sons. You know, this is very ancient stories, and he saved the world from global warming, the ancient time global warming, because we had a ton, like we usually say we got, 10 kids from the God. These 10 kids are the sons, 10 of them, and they take turn to go to the sky. But at one time, they all came out and is burning, the entire earth, the ground, people are suffering. And this archer, legendary archer, shot down 9 of them. He was going to shoot the last one too. Somebody took out one of the arrows, so one son was saved. Just imagine if we don't have sun at all. 10 is bad, but none is worse. It has a lot of I would say fairy tale kind of thing in it. But here in the United States, it's just one solid energy source. So that's the difference, I would say. But in culture wise, it is very important in both sides of the world, in many part of the globe, right? We rely on this solar system, the center planet, for energy source for the possibly existence of our planet. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much. Charito, how important is the allocation of the property or alignment of the property towards the sun in Philippines? Because in some regions, the buildings, especially the very old buildings and the very new buildings, they are built to face the sun, to collect the energy with the walls and everything. But it somehow disappeared in the last decades. So is it important again to for the buyers of a real estate property, how the sun is shining on the property?
Yes, for some. Yes, some of it are true. There are people with their beliefs that the door of the house that they're going to buy should face the sunrise. because then they will have all the graces, I mean, that the sun offers. So most people, that's why I think nowadays the subdivisions, I could say that they maneuvered, in the planning of the rows of houses, and that it won't really face the sunset that much. But there are those people who don't believe in that. They would say that no matter where you, it's not the house, it's you. So what you make out of your life will make the difference in your life. So it's not how or where the doors are facing or the windows are. Some developers, I think they are trying to, adjust to that, like address to that most. But I nowadays I think it's AI time, highly automated. These beliefs are not so much, uh, there are not so many anymore. Others, they really just want to buy anywhere as long as the house is okay, all this and all that, roof over their heads, no matter where the doors are. Some of them, if they cannot help it, then when they move in, then they change. They transfer the door to that place, or southwest or northwest, north, southeast, or wherever they would want it to be. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. Leslie, I have a very special question for you. Do you think that human act as sun, so emit the energy as well, of course, in a limited volume, but are we small suns?
Well, that's a good one. I believe that the universe or God, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, these are all labels for one universal source of omnipresent love and energy. This is what most people call God. But you can call the universe. It doesn't matter the label. The thing is it's omnipresent and that it responds to our energy. So I believe that the universe exists within each of us. Where it lives, if you need clarity, is in your conscious awareness. It provides the intuition, which is the opposite of the fear required to make, let's just say, decisions from our higher side. So we are co-creators. And we all generate energy. Every human does. In fact, the universal laws are all about how our energy is leveraged by the universe. And if you know what those laws are and how the universe operates, it takes away a lot of anxiety for humans. We often think that we are alone and we look at God as something up there, out there, right? In the sky. We look up, but that is not where the universe lies. We are but a pebble of sand in the universe, and each thing generates energy, to answer your question. And you could say, well, does a grain of sand generate energy? I may not be able to tell you scientifically exactly how it might work. I don't have to, because I see the results of the energy. So that's what faith is all about. We may not have scientific proof for certain things, and yet we've seen the results, the empirical evidence, so we can move forward on faith. And so I kind of went around in a circle, but I hope that answers your question. I started out in the right place. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Uh, I do agree with you. And next difficult question for Philip. Philip, I don't know whether you have heard that a few days ago, DARPA, this is the US agency which, for example, thanks to its exists internet and we can communicate, and so it's developing a lot of for the army and others. But the DARPA agency successfully tested 5 miles electric power transfer using just laser beam, I think. And I just wonder, why have the humans not been able to copy just the sunshine? Because the sunshine, sun ray, brings not only light, it brings energy and it brings heat. And to be honest, I have never read a single line about how it is possible that something which is millions of kilometers or miles away still carry the heat with it. Have you heard anything about it?
No, I haven't heard anything about it. But I think because sometimes the humans think we're extremely smart and we try to find new solutions. But I mean, most of the solutions are perfectly made by nature. I mean, nature is just perfect. Nature has a solution for everything. And yeah, so I have no idea why we haven't copied it yet. Because yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable, like you said, and it's not only reaching us, it's going much further than our planet. It goes on all sides, 360 degrees. So it's really incredible. And I mean, it's the same. How did our planet know to be exact at this spot at the moment? Like, if you would be a few hundred kilometers further away, we couldn't live on our planet. So it's really interesting how the things figure out by themselves. Oh, like when a human is born, I mean, it starts with cells. And how do they know exactly where to go from all these places? So, but for you to answer your question, I have no idea why we haven't copied this yet, because it really would be a brilliant idea, like you said. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Philip. Nupur, a rather easy but hard question for you again. Do you like more sunset or sundown? What is your favorite one, if any?
Uh, I don't like sundown. I like sunrise. That light actually fulfills me. Every day in my personal life, I go for a morning walk. And my schedule is every 20, all the 12 months, start walking before the sunrise. I want to be at the moment of sunrises in the east. And I avoid that one. Thank you,
Thank you.
Michael.
Thank you very much. Tracy, you mentioned that you woke up today at 3 a.m. This is the time when sun is not on the sky. Did you miss the sun today in the morning?
No, because I know sun is going to rise pretty soon, and getting up ahead of sunrise feels really good. I feel like I'm leading the sun to work. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Charito, all of us know there was a horrible earthquake last week in your country. And I don't know whether it happened during the nighttime because this details was not provided, or during the nighttime. But can I say that after the earthquake, all the people of Philippines has been looking for the sun to shine, to help them, to support them? Or was it more the sun will be the damaging part, it will be too hot? How was it?
You know what, Michael? Actually, when the earthquake strike our country, many places, some the biggest one, 7.4, struck in the morning, and that's 10 o'clock in the morning. The second one, the 6.9, that was 7 p.m. So when these things happen in our country, we don't usually are not, interested whether the sun is there or not. We are more afraid on what will happen to the earth because, but if the earthquake strikes in the evening, more people will die because more people are in their houses, and it's here where the damages are bigger. Buildings, hotels, and all those places. But during daytime also, we also have people in the offices. So actually, whether the sun is there or the sun is not there, the main concern of the Filipino people is where the earthquake strikes and what happens. Will it be huge or not? Right now, Michael, I have to tell you honestly that the news always take up the part where there is a big one. The big one, they say it's going to be 8 or 9 magnitude, and that would be devastating because they said it will strike the biggest part, our central point, which is Metro Manila. A lot of people will die if that happens. So the sun, we look at the sun and pray to God, please, these things won't happen again. We pray to the Lord that if at sunrise or at sunset, there's a sun or there's no sun, or there's a moon or wherever, we pray that this earthquake won't happen to us because it's more on us, on this earth, not on the sun or the moon up there very far above us. Their lights or no lights, I don't know if individually, although people hope, but it's within, under our feet, our earth, over our head, our houses, and everything. Back to you, Michael. So may God bless us all. Amen.
Thank you very much, Charito. And we all, of course, are with you, with the people of Philippines, and with all the people who struggle. I know and I have read about people who has been locked all their lives behind the walls. And when these people go and see the sun or feel the sun, they cannot look at it. They cannot look because their eyes are used only for the darkness. And they feel the sun with their skin. And it is, they said, it's an unbelievable, sensational feeling. And it would be great if we all take the energy which is emitted by us, by humans, and we serve it the same as the sun does to the others. Because I think this is how the wasteless world will at the end look like, that we do not need to speak, and still our energy will speak for us. We will use the words as the sun used the rays to spread the life. And I like the story of Irada of the three sons, but at the same time, as Philip says, we are smart to use things. But I do worry a little bit that we are even smarter to hide the findings, because if we are not able to put price tag on it, we do not want to show it. And the solar energy generation, it's here for 200 years almost. But at the time, no price tag was there. Of course, we have to produce the technology, but the people didn't know, or the companies, the business makers, deals makers, they did not know how to charge it. Today, they do. But I do not want to wait till this moment. Let us be not. Let us be the source of the energy, same as sun is. Let us be the one. Let us be the planet of small suns, because so we will help each other, and we do not need to shoot one or the other because it emits too much heat. We will live in harmony and unity. So thank you for the time. It's the last minute today. And I am really happy that I have all of you here today, and all of us, we have been able to write towards the wasteless world future, which is nearer to us. Have a nice time. Free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, be human, and enjoy the sunshine. See you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Bye, everyone.
Michael, bye everyone.